Man, facing death threats, Mark Andrews received powerful gesture from Bills Mafia as Lamar Jackson clears the stance on Ravens' loss. I know y'all know Mark Andrews dropped the ball in the AFC Championship game the other day, and he's been receiving death threats. But before we get into this, I just want to say my name is Mr. Magic Buffett Coleman. And I want to thank all of my current subscribers for their support. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure that y'all join moving forward because I do make good videos. Now, let's get back into this story about Mark Andrews. I don't know if you guys saw the game, but it was a terrible, terrible way to lose the game the other day. The Baltimore Ravens had trailed much of the game, but guys were dropping the ball left and right, the receivers and the tight ends. But some kind of way they got on a good drive, and they had an opportunity to tie the game up at the end of the game. But Mark Andrews dropped the football. Right, it was terrible. It was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. It was right in his hands. And if you touch the football, then you're supposed to tuck that thing in if you're an NFL receiver, tight end, etc. Well, now he's been getting lots and lots of threats. My guy Andrews has been getting threats from fans out in Baltimore. We got a report here. Let's see here. It says, let's see if I can find it here. It says, tight end Mark Andrews has been receiving death threats. So Bills fans started a GoFundMe and raised over $10,000 for his charity supporting juveniles with diabetes. So fans there in Baltimore just were so upset at him that they actually wanted to kill the man for dropping that pass, y'all. And it's terrible. So let's get into a little bit about Mark Andrews for those of you that aren't familiar with him. Stats do a lot in football, and Fallout does the same. Let us look at the divisional playoff game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills that wore a 27-25 scoreboard. But one thing played out the whole game. It happened when Mark Andrews, a fullback in the corner of the end zone, couldn't convert a two-point conversion that could have taken the Ravens to overtime with 27-25 and a one-point conversion. Only one arc of the game, the two-point conversion, would have put the Ravens into overtime. Mark Andrews, with his hands wide open in the end zone, missed it. The mucked action occurred. Fans turned up to social media and let their displeasure be known. Man, I tell you what, I'm not even a Baltimore Ravens fan, and I was upset. I could not believe this guy. And you know what? And everybody said, oh, he's so sure-handed. Lamar Jackson's, trying to step up for his guy, which is commendable. He's like, oh, he's so sure-handed. He's been catching passes for all year long. Oh, come on, guys. That's nonsense. Think about it. You've been catching football. What matters the most is what you do in the clutch, y'all. It does not matter that you caught the football all year long. You may have dropped two passes all year long. Then you get to the biggest game of the season and you blunder the football. What are you thinking? Mark Andrews, I could not believe it because I really would like to see Lamar Jackson win a title, y'all. I really would. One of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. He is box office. I mean, he is just electrifying, inside the pocket, outside of the pocket. And I just want to see the man win a Super Bowl. He can't even get to the Super Bowl because guys like this let him down. And Mark Andrews certainly did that, y'all. I couldn't believe it. And it's just, he's a fullback in the corner of the end zone. Couldn't convert a two-point conversion. His hands wide open in the end zone, missed it. That's crazy. Andrews, Baltimore's offensive center, played 55 receptions for 673 yards and 11 touchdowns this season in a 2024 tremendous season. So they've had a really good year, and all of this came to an end all because of one dropped ball, right? I think he was nervous, y'all. I think his rear end got tight. I think he got nervous, and pressure bust that old pipe on Mark Andrews. Y'all call it what y'all want. I'm just going to tell it like it is, man. It hit his hands, y'all. He was right there. Lamar Jackson threw that thing as smooth and as silky as he could throw that football. And Mark Andrews still, fumbled the ball. Like, are you kidding me? I could not believe it. They had put together one hell of a drive, and then he drops the football. Let me tell you a little bit about this guy. What was initially considered an awful chapter of Mark Andrews' career due to fans sending him death threats to the tight end ended up better because of the generosity of a rival, of a rival fan base. Andrews chose not to stay for the post-game presser after the Ravens' elimination in the playoffs and received multiple death threats and hateful tweets from the angry Baltimore fandom. The Bills Mafia, I don't blame him. Would y'all stay for the press conference too? I mean, what are you going to say? My tight end got, my rear end got tight in the pressure situation and I couldn't handle the pressure? I probably would have done the same thing. That was awful. Well, the Buffalo Bills Mafia. This is a fan club, okay, organization, and they're known for their fiery character and goodwill. And they eventually decided to do something good, y'all. Isn't that something? The Buffalo Bills fan club, the Buffalo Bills Mafia, which that sounds kind of right for Buffalo because they have a great, great fan base there. But they decided to raise money, do a GoFundMe for Mark Andrews, and they raised over $10,000 for his charity. So out of all the things that happened, that was a good deed that the Buffalo Bills fans did for Mark Andrews. Hey, but why not? They lost. Buffalo won the game, right? So why not do something generous for someone? But the Bills Mafia gave a new layer of humanity to the competitive sport that so often happens in professional sports and reminded fans that even rivals can still stand up for one cause. Andrews' activism isn't limited to this. For example, in the NFL's campaign, My Cause, My Cleats, Andrews proudly displayed his custom cleats and donated money for JDRF. And last Christmas, he was able to get Pat McAfee to donate $50,000 to diabetes research when he scored his 5th game in succession. Bills Mafia gave a new layer of humanity to the competitive sport that so often happens in professional sports and reminded fans that even rivals can stand up for one cause. So the man is doing good in the community. He does a lot for charity. You have to commend Mark Andrews for that. And that was a great deed that he did, that he's done over the years. However, that still doesn't negate him dropping that football. And that was good that the Buffalo Bills decided to do something nice for the man, But at the end of the day, man, you got to tuck that ball in. John Harbaugh, the Ravens head coach, echoed Jackson's claim and said the loss was about the team. Because, I don't know if y'all are aware of it, but even Lamar Jackson said, you know what, this was a team effort. We can't look at what happened on one play and dictated the game. However, man, they were dropping, Lamar Jackson is just an upstanding guy. He's a solid, loyal player, and leader for his football team because they were dropping passes left and right that entire game, right? If y'all saw the game, they just couldn't tuck it in. And look, I get it was ice, it was snow, it was cold. And now rumors are saying, people are starting to chime in saying that, Lamar Jackson's not a cold weather quarterback, right? And he can't handle it. However, Lamar Jackson, he had a couple slip-ups himself where, on the hikes and he, dropped the ball on the snaps, and the ball went through his hands. But for the most part, he had a pretty good game, and he was putting the football where it needed to be. And but now they're saying John Harbaugh. I love the Harbaughs, y'all know that. Now they're saying that he needs to be fired. Harbaugh gets them to the playoffs every year almost. Every year he's been there, the Baltimore Ravens make the playoffs. But you know what they're saying now, y'all? Besides the one Super Bowl that he won, he hasn't been able to close it out. So now rumors are, people, are starting to chime in saying that he needs to be fired. I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me what you think. You think John Harbaugh done had his stay there in Baltimore and it's time to move on from him? It's kind of like the whole thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers coach there, my man, they're saying he can't win the big game. He won a Super Bowl, but he can't win the big game in the future. He can't advance. You get them to the playoffs, they have a good regular season, but they can't win. So now they're starting to say this about John Harbaugh. When Baltimore goes into another year of soul search, Jackson's powerful commentary on the game after the loss serves as a reminder. From turnovers to defensive weapon increases to reinforce his identity, the Ravens need to do it again. As he put it best, I'm tired of being right there. So even Lamar Jackson saying, man, he's had enough of being in this position of, hey, we get to the playoffs, everybody expect us to really do it this year, and we do the same thing every year. And he said he's tired of this blank. Y'all heard what he's had to say. So Lamar Jackson is getting kind of fed up. So I think Baltimore, whatever the case may be, prosperity and them prospering, going to the next level, winning the Super Bowl, even getting to the Super Bowl, not much less winning. They can't even get there, y'all. But at some point, Lamar Jackson has to, the team has to try to really make some moves so that he can win it. Because at some point, if not, when his contract ends, he's probably going to leave the Baltimore Ravens. But anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know of this about Mark Andrews, that it is really gotten serious there. The fans are, he's gotten death threats, y'all. Y'all know, man, people are serious about their football, their basketball, this sports in general. But that is a little bit too far, I think. Come on, guys. Like, you want to death threats? Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. You're going to kill a man? Are you at least threatening to kill him because he dropped a pass in a football game? I mean, that's too far. Now, I was upset, and I thought it was ridiculous. Yes, it was. It was nonsense for him to drop that football. It was absolutely, inexcusable. Unexcusable. No excuse for it. But death threats, that's a little bit too far. So anyway, I just want to share this story with y'all about Mark Andrews. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If so, make sure that you like and subscribe because I make good videos. And if you have any comments, man, if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan or if you're just an NFL fan and you saw that game and you thought it was like if you were doing like me, when you saw the play because it was in his hands and you jumped up and in excitement think he's going to catch it, then you were just totally deflated once he dropped it and you were just jumping all over the place like I was. Let me know what y'all think about in the comment section as far as him dropping the football, and if you think the fans there in Baltimore have just went a little bit too far in terms of wanting to, harm the man because of a football play. And John Harbaugh, don't forget about John. I love John Harbaugh. I love the Harbaugh brothers, period. Okay, but now they're saying his time there in Baltimore should come to an end. Of course, these are the angry fans, okay? Y'all chime in, let me know what you think. All right, so with that being said, y'all have an awesome day. Take care of yourselves, and until next time,